Senator Rubio, you outlined 8 items which you said the U.S. must do and should do immediately: economic issues, diplomatic issues against Russia. It seems like the Obama administration, out of those 8, have already embarked on a number of them. What more do you want the United States to be doing?
Well, first of all, let me recognize that they have, and I've been quite pleased so far with their reaction to this. I certainly think that key to all of this, of course, is going to be 2 things. First is allowing or helping the government in Kiev to become stable. We want to keep this from getting worse, and that includes allowing this to spread into the eastern parts of Ukraine and helping them to transition to this normalcy that they seek. The second part of it is what the president has described as isolating Russia. There's got to be a consequence for this action. This cannot be the new international norm, that you simply can move troops into a neighboring country when you don't like the way things turn out. And in order to successfully be able to do that, we must use the influence of the United States to rally our partners in Europe and around the world to take concrete steps that continue to isolate Russia economically. There must be a price to pay for what they have done.
So you're supportive of basically everything that the Obama administration has done thus far?
Yes, I think it was important that Secretary Kerry go there today. I saw his press conference earlier on CNN, listened to it on the radio actually, on Sirius XM, and found it to be encouraging in terms of his language. I thought the president was right when he said that this was a major misstep for the Russians, who I think are going to pay a tremendous price in the perception of Russia and of Putin throughout Europe. I just think we have to keep that momentum going. And my hope is that the takeaway from this is that there be no further illusions about who exactly we're dealing with. I mean, Vladimir Putin, in his press conference earlier today, or I guess last night, our time, blatantly lied. I mean, he's making these claims. You're there, or you're in Kiev, but he's making these claims that the troops that are on the ground in Crimea are actually native self-defense forces, but we know that not to be the case. So I think it's important to recognize we are dealing with an individual who lies on a regular and consistent basis.
Many of your fellow Republicans have been very critical of the Obama administration in their relations with Russia. Do you think John McCain, for instance, has called the Obama leadership feckless on the issue? Others have been even harsher. Is that kind of rhetoric, are those kind of criticisms fair, given the fact that under President Bush, Vladimir Putin had the military action in Georgia? Many of the policies President Bush tried to institute against Vladimir Putin didn't seem to have the kind of response that the U.S. would have liked.
Well, I think mistakes were made in the Bush administration as well. I have certainly been a critic of the Obama foreign policy in general. I continue to be. I also think in a moment of international crisis, especially one of importance such as this one, it is critical. We're a free society. We're going to have this debate for years to come. We've had it in the past. There is plenty of time to be critical of the mistakes that have been made by this administration and previous ones. I do think now, given the urgency of the moment, it is important that we try to find a way to unify behind whatever policy the United States pursues, because I think it gives us more strength and influence in the world. Sometimes what we underestimate is because we're a free and open society, our debates are open for the world to see, and sometimes our opponents and our enemies see that debate as a sign of weakness. So it's important that at moments like this, we avoid the harsh rhetoric that perhaps could be counterproductive.